Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. This video is brought to you by First Detachment Nutrition. Battle tested, expert formulated. Use discount code AB10 at checkout for 10% off. Alright, Gym Bros, it's Big Paul, and it's contest prep time. I am 16 weeks out from the Masters USAs, and I'm going to go through my diet today. This is the initial diet that Justin Harris has started me off with for contest prep, and I'm going to dig into all that in just 1 second. Alright, so it is contest preps time. I am getting a little more structured. I'm pretty solid with my diet in the off season. I wouldn't say I'm 100%. I'm probably like the 90% compliant in the off season. I might have if anything, it's not that I deviate so much with cheat meals and eating crap. I probably miss meals. I'm probably short on my food more than I am anything. I have a terrible appetite. My appetite sucks. And, so when I get on contest prep, I get 120% locked in. I don't miss meals. I don't deviate. I think my entire contest prep last year, I didn't mess up once on the diet. Not once. Everything was exactly according to the plan. And I've been pretty rock solid this year in the off season. I've had some stomach issues that I struggle with IBS that have caused me to have to improvise and change things around a little bit more so than I would have planned. I don't know, 2 weeks ago I had a really bad IBS flare up and I had to cut my food down to like 3 meals a day for a couple days just to get my stomach cleared up, and then I let things reset, and then I pushed the food back up. But I'm transitioning into the contest prep phase now with the diet. And essentially what Justin has done, he gives me macros, and this is sort of what I do with my clients too. And these prescribed macros, and then I create the diet myself. I like that. It's an if it fits your macros diet within the constraints of an approved foods list. And then I pick the foods that I like to eat. I eat pretty freaking bland, guys. Like, people make fun of me because the only thing I season my food with is salt. I don't put anything else on my food usually. I may use some mustard on my chicken once in a while, but I don't use salt seasoning. It's like salt, soy sauce on my rice once in a while, and that's pretty much it. I don't use hot sauce. I don't use sauces. I don't use all these crazy seasonings. Maybe at the end of prep when I'm absolutely starving and I need something to keep my mind off of eating really shitty bland food, but my diet is very, very, very bland, and I have to do that because of my stomach issues. If I start getting creative with spices, like adding garlic, even garlic will absolutely wreck me. So I can't even do things like garlic or onions or onion powder, so I keep things very bland. I have to be very careful with vegetables, too. Vegetables can really screw up my stomach. So those of you that get very upset when I don't eat vegetables, that's why. I do have some. I'll mix in like some spinach with my rice sometimes. And I'll do a greens powder usually once a day. But it's nothing insane. Mostly it's just fruits, rice, chicken, beef. And that's pretty much it. That's olive oil for my fats, guacamole. Nuts. That's pretty much what my diet consists of. Now, people are always very concerned about my micronutrients. I do take tons of vitamins to fill in the gaps for the micronutrients, so I think I'm pretty well covered with the micronutrients. And I do a daily greens powder too. So right now we're starting off, I was running 3 high days a week towards the end of the off season. And really, about the only thing that Justin changed on my diet going in from prep to off season is cutting me down from 3 high days to 1 high day a week. And my high days are around 7,000 calories. 7,100 I estimate right now is where my high days are. That's not counting any of the trace fats that would be in the chicken that I'm eating that day. So it's probably, I don't know, maybe 100 calories. It's within 100 to 200 calories. It's so statistically insignificant to count those things that it's not even worth tracking. People get very upset when I don't track trace fats. I just try to eat my proteins as lean as I possibly can. And there's no point in tracking those trace fats, because every piece of meat is going to have a different fat content. Even if it says 96, it's not like they're making this crap in the lab. And I tell people all the time that people don't know this, that on the USDA labeling system for food labels, they allow for up to 20% margin of error. 20%. So the only thing that you can really be consistent with is your measurement methodology. So if your measurements are the same, and let's say you're reducing your food measurement by 10%, there's going to be a corresponding drop or increase, if you're increasing, in your net energy balance. So really, the measurement methodology being consistent is what matters more. Don't get too hung up on trace fat. So even with the chicken, so let's say I might be getting, out of 6 meals, let's say I'm getting 4 grams or 5 grams of fat per meal with the chicken breast. I know that already. So, it's like, 20, 30 grams of fat per day. And when I'm eating 7,000 calories, that 180 calories from the fats in the chicken, or 200 calories, whatever, is insignificant. It's not even worth tracking. And I've gotten ripped this way over and over and over again. I know people's heads explode when, they get caught up on minutia. And so you don't need to trace calories, trace macronutrients. So starting for prep, I'm doing 4 12-minute HIIT cardio sessions. I'll probably transition that to lists at some point. Justin is a big fan of HIIT, but my knees and my hips are all screwed up. I'm just old, and I feel like my legs just get too beat up from doing HIIT. Once it gets up past 20 minutes, it's just not worth doing for me because of the beating my legs take. So I usually just walk on the treadmill or do the elliptical or walk outdoors. So that's usually what I do for cardio. So right now we're starting off with 4 12-minute cardio sessions. My medium days, which would be training days that are a non-high day, I'm doing 1 high day per week, and that is on my quad-focused leg day. I'm doing 1 low day, which is I only take off the gym 1 day a week, so I train 6 days a week. That's, I push-pull legs. So I'm in the gym 6 days a week. So it's going to be 5 medium days, 1 high day, 1 low day. And right now, my total macros for the medium day, which are going to be the majority of my day, is 380 grams of protein, 575 grams of carbs, 28 grams of added fat. If you wanted to count the trace fats and the meats, it's probably more like 50 grams, 60 grams of fat, for those of you that care. And that's a total somewhere between 4,000 and 4,200 calories, somewhere in that ballpark on my medium days. My food choices on here, you'll see it's probably going to be really small for you to see, especially if you're watching on a phone, but I'm eating 1 serving of beef and every other meal's chicken. Pre-workout, I'll do half chicken, half protein powder. People hear me talk about protein powder. Oh, I'm not a fan of protein powder. I do use 1 scoop of protein powder pre and post-workout. Main reason I do that right now is because my appetite sucks. And as contest prep progresses and I start getting hungrier, I'll transition that to solid food. I just can't get all of it down. I have a hard time eating all that meat during the day, so it's quite a bit to get down. So, and I just want something that's going to be light and digest easy during my workout. So, example here on the medium day, my meal 1 is chicken, cream of rice, blueberries, almonds for my added fat. Meal 2, this is where I have my super greens here. You can see that on here. I'll do 96% ground beef, rice, and guacamole. Meal 3, I'll do chicken, rice, a green apple, and some olive oil on the chicken and rice. Meal 4, chicken, grapes, rice, and olive oil on the rice again. My pre-workout meal is chicken breast, a little bit of protein powder mixed with orange juice. I know it sounds gross, but that's what I do. I usually don't use a pre-workout for those of you that are curious. And then rice. My intro workout is field rations from First Detachment Nutrition. I do 2 servings of that, so that is roughly 20 BCAAs or EAAs. I think it's BCAAs. I don't know. In highly branched cyclic dextrin, so there's 50 grams of that. My post-workout meal is chicken, protein powder, rice, and a banana. That's it. Really simple, really clean, easy for the day. My high day, I do 1 high day per week. As I said, it's my quad focused leg day. Pretty similar stuff. Half my carbs on the high day can come from sugary sources. That's the way Justin does it. So I'm eating almost 1,000 grams of carbs on my high day, which if we did it all from rice would be 20 cups of rice. There is no damn way that I could eat 20 cups of rice in a day. I just couldn't do it. My stomach would explode. So half of my carbs come from a sugary source. So meal 1 would be chicken, cream of rice with jam on it. Meal 2 would be chicken, rice with a big glass, 15 ounces of OJ. Meal 3 would be chicken, rice, and I usually have some sort of dry cereal with it. I've been doing Crispix lately. Sometimes it's Cinnamon Chex. Sometimes it's Captain Crunch. You guys will see me post Captain Crunch up. For those of you who say that you can't diet on Captain Crunch, I literally was carving up on Captain Crunch 2 days before my show last year. So there you go. The next meal is rice, chicken, and apple pie filling. I put the apple pie filling on the rice. I know that sounds gross too, but it works for me. Tastes really good. Pre-workout meal is chicken, protein powder, cream of rice, and jam. And I'll just mix the protein powder, the vanilla flavor protein powder, in with the cream of rice. And my post-workout is a cheat meal. We'll do cheat meals all the way up until about 2-3 weeks out from the show, and then we'll just repeat the pre-workout meal. For the cheat meal, it's up to 1,500 calories. I usually just get like a burger and fries or kebabs or some Thai food, or my go-to lately has been Texas Roadhouse. I'll go there and get a steak, potato, and like a Caesar salad or something. Eat a couple of the rolls. So roughly, we're going to say 50 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs at that meal, 50 grams of fat. More than likely, it's probably more fat than that. The total for the day, as I mentioned before, is 320 grams of protein. You don't need as much protein when you're jamming down all the carbs because carbs are protein sparing. 950 grams of carbs and roughly 50 grams of fat from the cheat meal, something like that. We're just estimating. That cheat meal is unmeasured. We just ballpark it. It is the one unmeasured meal for the week. Sometimes I'll save it for a date night with my girlfriend. But I try to eat a clean-ish cheat. Like, there's productive cheats, there's unproductive cheats. Don't go out and eat a bucket of ice cream and donuts and a bunch of hot dogs and expect to get results. I have a quality protein source in some sort of either fried potatoes or rice with it. Maybe fried rice. It's essentially the same type of food that I'm eating during the day, but maybe the meat source is a little fattier. And then the carb source might be fried, or we have a salad with a salad dressing on it. So it's still clean-ish food. I stay away from crap like pizza, ice cream, donuts, stuff like that. Those aren't productive for physique goals, I don't think. I get people that want to go out and hammer a whole pizza. I would not do that on contest prep. In my low day is 1 low day per week, which is my off day from the gym. I'll usually do some cardio on that day. Low day, first meal is chicken, oats, blueberries, almonds. I mix the blueberries and almonds all together with the oatmeal. Second meal is 96% ground beef, rice, and oil, or sometimes I'll use guacamole, probably guacamole. The third meal is chicken, sweet potato, green apple, and almonds. Fourth meal is chicken, rice, grapes, and olive oil. Fifth meal is chicken, rice, a rice cake with some almond butter on it. And the sixth meal for the day, I have it on 5 on here, but it's actually 6. The sixth meal of the day is chicken, rice, grapes with some olive oil. Super generic. Total for that day is 360 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs and 60 grams of added fat. So really probably the total fat intake is something like 80 or 90. With a total of calories somewhere like between 3,100 and 3,300. I generally start losing weight when I get below 4,000, 4,500 calories. I just do. So we'll see. I'm sure Justin will be pulling the food down in the coming weeks. But this is week 1. We start off slow. Really, it was just scaling back the high days and see what happens. Tighten up the diet. All right, folks. That's all I got for you on my contest prep diet. If you got questions, put them in the comment section below. And if you want to support me, please support my sponsor, First Detachment. They are quality supplements formulated for bodybuilders by the man himself, Justin Harris. Discount code is AB10 at checkout for 10% off. Thank you for watching. For coaching or consultations, head over to www.anabolicbodybuilding.com to book your spot today. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition, and health. For more information, shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com.